Hey everyone, Mrs. Bear here. So I am back for the second in the brochure series that I've been creating for you. Today I want to go through some tips and tricks for how to design your brochure. But first, let's just review where we left off from the other video. So at the end of the other video, I left you with these two template panels for your brochure. So this is the way it should be set up. As a reminder, each one of these panels is set so that way if it got printed off, you would be able to fold it upon itself and it would be foldable and readable as your audience opens up each of the panels. So that's why you have page 3, the back, the front, and then on the second page, you have page 2, page 4, and page 5. Now, one of the things I did not talk about in the other video was the fact that this is just one style of brochure. You could also do a book style brochure. And let me just point out what that looks like really quickly. So instead of 3 panels, you would have 2, and then you would fold it like a book. So you would set it up in exactly the same way where you have your slide, and then you would create 2 panels like so. And then I'd take that one and then I'd copy that and I'd paste it and put that second panel on the other side of the slide like so. And now it's set up for a book style. And then I would again duplicate this slide. So I would have 2 pages. And same thing, this would be your front, this would be the back. And then on the second slide, you would have page 2 and page 3. And they'd be opposite, just like here, you have page 3 and the front. And on here, you have page 2 and page 5, it would be the same. This would be like back and page 2. So that way they line up properly. Just things to keep in mind. All right, now that I've discussed that, let's talk about actually design and some tips and tricks for design. So the first thing I want you to realize is right now, each of these panels does have a color on it, and we're going to leave that for the time being. Now, you're going to want to keep color on these probably in order to make it look the most streamlined, but it's up to you what those colors are. So let's though change our background. That's the first thing I want to show you is how to change the white to something funner. So up here on the toolbar, we have a background option. Now there's 2 different options once you go in here, color or image. We're not resetting to theme because we don't have a theme selected. So when you click color, you can either select from the pre-made colors or you can create a custom color. This is what it would look like if you just selected color. Because there's color on the panels, it changed it. And you'll notice over here that it did not change the other slide because we're just working on one slide at a time. If you don't like the solid color, you could do a gradient color, which is a lot of fun. I really like using gradient colors. You've probably noticed that on some of the slides in class. So let me go ahead and close this so you can see what that looks like. It's a lot of fun. I really also enjoy creating my own gradients. So to do that, I go background, color, gradient, and then there's this custom option here. To do custom, we get into the custom, and then you can select the colors that you want. And you have these little boxes. So you'll notice I selected blue and it changed down here to blue. Over here, there's another box. So I could put a different color there. So now I have 2 colors here. I could also add a third color if I wanted. Heck, I could add a 4th color if I wanted. I could do whatever I want. Look at that. That's kind of cool. And then what's cool is up here where it says type and center, I can change the look with just a click. All right. I could also make it linear and change the angles. Whatever I want, it's completely up to me. I could also move this to make one color stand out and be bigger than the other. All sorts of things that I can do. Once I've selected what I want, I just click OK, and then it changes the background. All right, any color you want. The other option, if I don't want to do a standard color, I could do an image. So choose image. I went back to background, click choose image, and then up here I could upload an image. I could take a picture. I could include a URL if I have a URL. If I have photos online already, I could use them. I could select from my Google Drive. I could do a search for my topic. So here we have police brutality. That's one of the topic options. So I'm just going to grab those. So I could put, uh, choose something that I like, whatever I want. So let's just choose that one, insert. And that is what comes out. Right now, I can't really see anything, so that might not be the best image for us. So I'm going to go ahead and just go back to my color, just because I don't want us to get lost in the design. So now that I have a background, and I will do the same thing for the second slide, give it some kind of fun background. On this one, I'm going to choose just an image. So I'll just choose that one just so that way we have something different on this slide and done. So back to this one. Now let's start focusing on the different panels. Let's talk about your front panel. This is going to be your title panel. So you're going to want to insert an image, and to do that, you could go insert here or here. Either is acceptable. You can insert images from your drive, search the web, uh, wherever you want to get your photos from. I'm just going to search the web, and I'm just going to select something that works for me. So here is one that works, comes up super big. So I need to make it smaller to fit within my panel. Now, anytime that red line comes up, it means that you have it aligned and distributed properly within the slide, which is important. So the reason I selected Google Slides for this is because it has more functionality than Word or Docs. So I can actually put in images on top of shapes, on top of text boxes. I can overlap things. So, like if I wanted to come in and put in another image, let me show you what that looks like. I could immediately put in another image and overlay it on top of the one I just created. Whereas with uh, Google Word, Google Slides works. Google Docs is a little more difficult to do. So see, I'm able to overlay things any way that I want. And this came in upside down, so I can flip it around really easily. I can format it to be in the correct position, flipping things to make sure it can be read. I can make this as big as I want. I can overlap it onto other frames, all kinds of cool things that I can do with slides that I can't do in Docs. All right. So after I get an image on here, then I need to actually insert a text box. So come up to the toolbar again, click text down here, put in the text, and put in whatever the title of your topic is or the title of your project. Police brutality. Then let's make that nice and big. To do that, select it, come up here, change the font to a font that you like, and make it a good size. Your title 32 is a good size, and also center it within the text box. So when you click out of it, look, looks all nice and centered. And then down below this, add another text box and give me something else. Give me some other kind of statistic or something, more information, and making sure to always give me a good font and a good size. So that way it can be read properly. You could also insert another image if you wanted to. It's up to you. And realistically, that's what you should remember about this whole thing, is to play around with the design and create the elements that work for you. Now, I know some of you are probably like, well, that looks really funky. It says front in the middle. When you create your own brochure, you're not going to type in front, back, page 3, page 4, page 5, or page 2. You're leaving those off. I am simply leaving those in so you always remember that is the order that you want your brochure to be in order for proper printing. And I will keep reminding you of that. Let's just talk about the back panel for just a moment. And then you can go and you can start playing around and creating your own brochures in whatever format you want. Here's the main things that should go on the back page. Usually, this is where you would find company information, contact information, mailing information in a typical brochure. This is not a typical brochure because right now we are not mailing these out. That could be something we could talk to the school about later. But for now, what I do want to see on your back panel is another image of some kind related to your topic. And then I also want to see something related to you. Who are you? What is your name? Who is in your group? So you definitely want to make sure that there's a text box that says something along the lines created by so and so, your name, your group member's name. If you want to give yourself a company name, um, feel free to create some kind of production name created by Bear Industries. Okay, and then make sure to center that in the box so it looks really, really nice. Created by Bear Industries, right? And then images. You could create some kind of really powerful statement at this point. Um, let's see. Stop. Whoa, what happened there? Oh, look, I accidentally clicked into the wrong text box. So let's see. Stop police brutality now. Make it super big once again. 32 is always good for doing that. Centering it in the box. And then, of course, add an image if you want to. So there you go. There are some very basic things for designing your brochure, your pamphlet, your brochure. It is up to you what you put in here, how you put it in. Just make sure to include your research, make sure to include strong images, make sure that it looks mailable and it's not just thrown together. Take your time with it, ask questions if you need to. You got this. Have fun with it. That's the most important thing. Have fun creating your brochure. I hope you found this video helpful, and I will be around if you need my help. Bye, everybody.